Welcome to Linda's TV show. If it is your first time of stopping by or coming across my YouTube channel, you are highly welcome. Please, I beg you for this favor, click on that red button that says subscribe. Beside the red button is a notification bell. Turn the bell on so that anytime I upload a new video, you will be the first person to check it out. I appreciate each and every one of you who always come back to watch my videos. Like you know, I present news on daily basis to you. So after watching the video, you are free to criticize and leave your comment constructively. Share the video. Yeah, you can share it to your family, friends, anybody that you can, so that they themselves will be informed. Now I present to you another interesting or informative video which we are going to watch together. Yeah, I'm going to watch this video together with you. Then we'll come to the comment section.
Today I have someone who is originally non-Igbo, the first non-Igbo, ethnically non-Igbo person who's coming on this show. And I know some of you watching will be saying, oh, but I thought this show is libation, supposed to be about Igbo and so on and so forth. But, you know, like I said, you cannot find out about yourself without talking to people who are unlike you, people who are not you. And so in this show, if we want to find out about Igbo culture, tradition, and Igbo people generally, how Igbo people are seen or perceived in Nigeria, what we mean to ourselves, to other people, I think it's wise to talk to people who are different, people who have come from a different tradition. But this person is a very important person, because his person sits at the very heart of what it means to be an Enugu person. So whilst he may speak a different language, or his first language might be different, but he's, by all intents, in fact, if he was in America, he can run for governor, president, and everything, because he was born here in Enugu, speaks Igbo. In fact, some would say he speaks better Igbo than I do, but that's debatable. We can argue that later in the show. So I'm really honored to welcome His Royal Highness, the Sarkin Hausawa.
Hausawa, yes.
Yeah, is it? My Hausa fails me again. But we'll be back in a minute. But when we come back, we'll be talking to His Royal Highness, Sarki Abubakar Yusuf Sambo, who is the Sarkin Hausawa of Enugu State. That is the person. You know how you have the Igbo in Lagos or in Yaba or somewhere like that. So he represents the interests of all the Hausa, ethnically Hausa-speaking people here in Enugu State. So it's a very important person who I believe that as you watch, you get to know more, not only about him, but about us as Igbo. Someone who, as you can see from his regalia, is even myself, I can do small guy because my papa na Igwe, so yes. How do they call me? They say I be royal. I'm royal. I'm royalty. So two royalties. When we meet, our conversation will flow better. Your Highness, how do you see? You've been here. In fact, I would say that you've spent more time in Igbo land, in Enugu, than even in the north, Abi?
Absolutely right.
And how have you managed? And because people often say that that Igbo are not welcoming. They don't welcome outsiders. Is that true?
Yes. Thank you for having me. Just like you started, I've been in Igbo land, precisely Enugu, all my life. I was born here in Enugu, Obi, that is the heart of Enugu. I grew up there. I attended my primary, secondary, and have been in Enugu throughout my years that I have lived. And I would say that majority of my friends, the ones I will call my die-hard friends, are Igbos, Igbo-speaking people. I have the opportunity to live with them, school with them, play together, and interact with them. So I will call Igbo special people, and I've seen them to be accommodative. They share, they show love, they extend kindness, and what have you. So to me, I'm part of Igbo people. I'm an Igbo. The only thing is that my origin can be traced to Adamawa, but more or less, I'm an indigene of Enugu.
I mean, if you're born in a place, that's what I was saying during the intro, that if you were living in America, for example, you were born in America, you can run for president. So exactly. You know, I mean, it's just that in this our country, people always say tribe. Oh, this one no be Igbo, this one no be Hausa, this one no be Yoruba. Kill him, do this one. I mean, it's just, it doesn't make sense. And I'm in fact, you have a title, a traditional title from Igwe of BIAFRA, which is Osina. What can you do your title again?
Osina Chibuleze.
Can the madu know ya? What can you also?
Osina Chibuleze. Of BIAFRA.
Easy.
Yes.
There's a thing I remember anytime people come on the show, I get channel gorging now. Okay. Ndi Bosina. When you be mad, I get at least kiwe malu na I get check gorging.
Okay. Thank you so much. Ndị be anyị ndị Igbo si na ọjị eze dị n'eze n'aka, so ị ga-ejide ọzọ ka ị gụọla anyị ọjị so that ka anyị wee continue.
Come on, my tradition karịa. Okay, ka m gụọ n'ọjị.
Yes.
Otu o si wee dị. Ma asị na onye wetara ọjị wetara ndụ.
Yes.
So otu esi bịa bem. Ọkwa na-asị na ọjị adanụ bekee. So ọjị emekwa ọfụma gba anyị nọ. So ịma na ndị Igbo nwee afọ, Eke, Orie na Nkwọ. So yeah, all perfect. That's one bekee na this thing. People buy anymore. So when then you want to do no can the mother wear
Ojilu
Ojigelu no yes can so also Ojidipa. So the buy I can chuku. So na as na onye wetalo Oji wetalo ndo. Otu I si biakwa buy na ga aja n'udo. Ibia n'udo ị ga nakwa n'udo. Chukwu anyị ga na-agọzi gị. Mana ije niile na ị na-eje anyị na-anata n'udo. Chukwu na-agọzi gị. Na-agọzikwa ma ndị na-achị ndị Hausa na obodo anyị na-edufa n'udo na anwụlị. Ka niile ka anyị na-azụ anyị na-ayọ Chukwu. Ebe iwe ogolo ọjị wee ịma ngajuzu ndị nọ ebe a. Ịma the tradition bụ na ndị ọbụla nọ ebe a na-eke ọjị ga-ewere ọjị. So ka njikwa my crew na-ewe ọjị. When the normal people, they're always ready to eat anything. When we go on a break, I have to then we'll continue with Sarkin. No. Ask you, as a titled Hausa man that was born in Enugu, to be a tone Enugu era. Can you your, and also as an Hausa man. Some people are saying that you always have and when the conflict you have between your role as an Hausa man and Igbo culture, and when any similarities between Hausa culture and Igbo culture, and when any similarities if you go, or because I mean as Africans, I always say that we're all the same. As human beings, the typical thing about respect elders, respect tradition. Ije somewhere. If I say this is what they do, and from your viewpoint, and any similarities.
Majority of the culture in Nigeria are similar because here tie ha together is just like you said, respect to constituted authority, that is the elders. Obuna Igbo, I say the nze n'ọzọ, ndị eze, ndị igwe, otu aka ọ dịkwa na our culture of Hausa. You have to respect your king. You have to respect where you're coming from. That is your culture, your tradition. If there is any during joyful moment, you have to visit your neighbor, celebrate with them. During mourning, you have to visit your brothers also and celebrate with them. So this culture is what we have in as houses, and I've seen it in display in Igbo land. So I believe there is a lot of similarity. Just I've been here, you offered me cola. If you go to Hausa man, he will also offer you cola, welcome you as a visitor. So we have a lot of similarity. And we use the throne ever since I was made the Sarkin Hausawa of Enugu in 2016. I made it a point of call to interact with a lot of traditional rulers, a lot of Igbo youth, a lot of religious leaders. That is not my own religion. That is talking about Christianity. I have a good relationship with the camp president and other traditional leaders, where we practice our religion without interference, with complete freedom here in Enugu State. So we have that respect. And the traditional institution also, I've been able to establish good relationship with numbers of traditional rulers, whereby if there is anything that has to do with threat to peace, threat to our existence as human, we'll come together, sit, look at it, and resolve it. So in Enugu State, I would say the Hausa and Igbo, their relationship is cordial.
I think Enugu might even be the perfect example of cordiality and civility amongst Hausa and Igbo, which is just, it's amazing because if you go back historically, the first mayor of modern Enugu is a northerner from Sokoto, Altine.
Yes, Altine.
Yes, and I was just telling you that my mom, you know, and the son, I think they went to school together. And if Ije Ogui Road,
yes,
in fact, Ibato Ogui is like, you know, it's just like Ije, if you're in Kanu, Ije no man's land, Ije Sabongeri, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
But so all through these years, and we're any nsogbu between the Igbo and the Hausa na
yes, Emma, normally you can rule out disagreement. It's just like in your family, the husband and wife, the father and the kids, there is always disagreement. There is always differences. But the most important thing is that here in Enugu, we've been able to tackle those things. We've been able to manage our differences and they turn it into love.
Yes.
So I would say it's love that is in display here in Enugu. Like you said, apart from Altine, we've been have a lot of houses who had one position or the other in government. We've had SA on a lot of government department, yes, appointment. We've had in the local government, we've had in us having been integrated into the day-to-day affairs of the government. And wonderfully, the government had a system whereby traditional rulers that has to do with myself, others, other stakeholders, and constituted a committee that has to do with peace.
Yes, I
It's
see
only
that.
in Enugu
You
State.
know, you've always been in that peace
Yes,
committee.
yes, since the time of SH0CK.
Because there's always been this this ongoing issue around insecurity in Nigeria, and
Yes.
everybody now makes it a tribal issue rather than facing the fact that it is a security issue, not a tribal issue.
Yes.
It's a security issue because
Yes.
Igbo people commit crime, Yoruba people commit crime, Ijaw people commit crime, every Hausa people commit crime. Crime
Yes.
is not.
It doesn't have religion.
or tribe.
Yes.
It's crime. It's crime.
Crime is crime.
You know,
a criminal is a criminal.
and I like the fact that, you know, how we've lived peacefully, and we'll continue to live, and by the grace of God, we'll continue to live peacefully in Enugu. Is it is a result of some kind of a natural love, Igbo, where because, you know, I was saying it earlier, and I think that's my first question about. Most people say that Igbo are the welcoming, but I don't know. That's my. I mean, okay. So I'm biased. I'm Igbo, so I would say I would say that's not true.
No, that is not true. That is not true. You know, when somebody is far from reality, you can say anything.
Yeah.
But for us that have the opportunity to mingle, live with an Igbo man, live with the Igbos, we can say it's not true.
Yeah. So it's Igbo now. Somebody when I say Igbo,
no, it's not true.
Okay.
I've said that in the past. It's not true.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Northerners who own houses here in Enugu. In fact, some even bought last year, and the rest currently. So that insinuation, I don't think is true.
Yeah, because you hear it on social media. You have some
Mm.
people, you know, tweeting all kinds of nonsense. This is, you know, I always say that I think one thing we need to do more in Nigeria is to travel more.
And interact more.
And interact more.
Yes.
Because when we travel more, interact more, we get to see that some of the misconceptions we have of other people is as a result of ignorance or fear. You know, obviously politicians will always, when politics come, but the reality, the average common Nigerian, we're all the same. We worry about.
We love each other.
We worry about
the ordinary Nigerian.
The price of gari, egusi, meat, rice, transport. It didn't concern us with, you know, so we're always dealing with the reality. But obviously, look, you know, bad politician or bad political actors will always do what, and it's not, in my view, is not restricted to one tribe. People will always do what people will do. Before we go on a break, I know my producer don't they worry me. Tell me a story about you that you want the world to know. Is there any story you have for me?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, you have. I know something is inside your mind that you want to tell me. Tell me this is because I've heard about you. We've never met. Today is, and for those who are watching, today is the first time I'm meeting His Royal Highness. We've never met before. He's just coming into my house. That is the place where we'll do this show. But I've done some research about you. I've seen that you're someone who, from Sullivan Chime to Guruguru to even SH0CK, you've been an integral part of the social, cultural, and political space of Enugu. And which is why I suppose, you know, you were given the title, or you assumed the role of the Sarkin Hausawa. And I know you have stories for days. Yeah, when I one story that. So prepare your mind, and you guys prepare your mind. Here's something important. Ines is responsible for any issue with regards to the interests of the Hausa community in the state and the Hausa community in Enugu State. And which we said earlier on. Interestingly, for those of you who missed this segment, the first person who became mayor of Enugu Metropolis was an Hausa person from Sokoto, Alhaji Altine. So we've always had a strong history. If you're the first time coming to Enugu, there's a place called Owerri Road Suya. It should be on a tourist bus stop. if you miss Owerri Suya, then you haven't come to Enugu. So, Sarkin. Yeah, di?
Lafia, no.
Akwai Lafia?
Akwai Lafia.
So Mungo Dala.
Yes.
Big Salah is coming.
Inshallah.
What are we planning for?
Yes.
What's your plan? Because sometimes I get confused. When they say Salah, I say, last one, I thought it was the big one. They say, no, it's not the big one, it's the small one. This one, you have to invite me.
Yes.
And if you don't invite me, I will come and crash the party.
No, you'll be invited, inshallah.
So tell us, what's the plan for Big Salah in Enugu? And how has it been over the years, though?
Yes, the Big Salah is around the corner. And inshallah, by the grace of God, we're going to witness it in the next 3 weeks or thereabout. And normally in Enugu is an opportunity for us to extend invitation to our neighbors.
Yeah.
That is the indigene, to come and celebrate with us. And it's always colorful. Where we celebrate it at Owerri Road, you even see people with their ogene dancing.
Coming to Ogene, people come and join.
Yes,
interesting.
You
have to extend an invitation to us as let's come and cover it, because we would love to see that.
We eat the ram, because it's all about sharing of love.
Yeah.
So the ram that you're supposed to kill is supposed to be shared into 3. One for yourself, one for less privileged, and the other one for your friends. So that everyone will partake. So on that Salah day, I'm using this opportunity to invite you so that you partake and eating the ram.
So Owerri Road will be a festival of celebration.
Inshallah, yes. Yes.
I mean, so if you're watching this show, you will see this before. Please join all of us at Owerri Road for a spectacle of culture, of celebration, of peace and of love.
Of love.
Because that's what it is. That's what
exactly.
Salah
That
represents.
is significant. Yes. Yes. Peace and love.
Yeah.
Yes.
You went to school in here in Enugu.
Yes.
Which school did you go to?
I went to Asata Primary School. And from there, I went to
those Asata people were very, 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 very troublesome.
I went to a Catholic...
Wait, Your Highness, sorry, no vex, so with all due respect, sir.
Yes.
Were you troublesome? Because Asata people...
No.
Did you show?
I wasn't. I was so disciplined. No.
Okay.
Yes, I'm the quiet type. No.
That's what usually they say.
Sobu.
When people who used to... Highness, you can say it. It's when you were small, or nobody will say... You went to school in Asata?
Yes. I went to school in Asata.
I did secondary school one time in Nike.
Nike Grammar School.
Nike Grammar School.
Where did Mine was St. Patrick's Emene.
In Emene?
Yes, there's a Catholic school there.
Oh, you went to a Catholic school?
Yes.
Emene. The rosary somehow.
No, but the funny is that my principal then was a very liberal man, Reverend Okeke. I could remember him. There was a time he saw me outside when they were doing this Christian religious knowledge. Say, student, come. Why are you not in class? Those days, no student move around.
Yeah.
You must be inside the classroom. So I came. I said, no, I'm not a Christian. He said, what religion do you practice? I said, I'm a Muslim. He said, what's your name? I said, Yusuf Abubakar. He said, okay, next time I'm going to get a Islamic religious teacher. And he did that a week after.
Oh, really?
Behold, he brought a copper that was taking me on that. So these are the things we are preaching. Love, irrespective of religion.
Understanding, yes.
Understanding. Yeah. We should extend that. So it's a very something that I will live to remember. Yeah. Yes.
I have a question. Somebody asked me to ask you this question. It's one of my big mentors and boss. His name is Ambassador Yusuf Maman.
Okay.
Because I had sent him a message yesterday, and I said I was going to be interviewing someone who's a Sarkin Hausawa, and he said to me, I should ask you this, that you've lived all your life in Enugu. If you had the opportunity as a younger person to either live in Adamawa or Enugu, what would you have chosen?
I'll still choose Enugu.
You still have chosen Enugu?
Yes.
And why is that? Why?
Just because I'm comfortable here. I've seen love every angle. My children, my kids are happy with the state and the rest. So we have a good relationship here. And Enugu is peaceful. Yes, I will say it again. It's very peaceful.
I think you people have heard it, because every time I tell people, and it used to be funny, because when we started AFIA, and I'm always coming to Enugu, because I used to live in Lagos, and I say I'm going to Enugu. They say, Enugu is not peaceful. Enugu, Enugu, this one, Enugu Menka, Enugu Emeronka. I'm like, I'm here. We're here.
Yes.
You can hear from him. Enugu is fine.
Enugu is fine.
You know, and as I said before, you haven't lived in Enugu if you haven't been around Ogui, if you haven't interacted Owerri Road, if you haven't eaten Owerri Road, so you never start. Your journey in Enugu never start. And I encourage it. But you know, I was telling the Commissioner of Information, of Culture, Dame Madeke, the other day, I said to her, Enugu should start like a bus tour of, you take like a big luxury bus. You have people stopping by in a few places, somebody telling you the story of Owerri Road, then the story of MN, of Coal Camp.
Yes.
You stop, you eat in some places, you stop at Emily, you eat there, you go to those places.
You eat down rice.
Down rice. Only down rice. Okay. I was going to, I was saving it for my last. I have a bunch of last questions to ask you with regards to what's your favorite Igbo soup?
Onugbu soup.
You're right. Because me and you were on the same page.
Yes.
You see now, people can hear it because they say Oha.
No.
Oha is nice.
Oha is nice.
But Onugbu I can eat in the morning. I can eat Onugbu in the afternoon. I can eat it. In fact, some people say that they look at me and they think I am tush. But they come to my house at 6 a.m., 7 o'clock in the morning, they see me eating fufu and Onugbu soup. If I don't eat fufu once a day,
yes.
My body will just, I will actually like 5 p.m. I might start having malaria. So I love, maybe an exaggeration, but I love to eat fufu. So, like Onugbu soup. You may see abacha. In Eli abacha.
Abacha. Yes.
Manimara agwana abacha.
No, that's for
wine. Wine, man. Okay. I'm from the kitchen. If you leave me in the kitchen, I perform magic sometimes.
Yes.
On a good day, on a good day. And maybe apart from Enugu, in Apple, like going to other towns in Enugu.
Kanmaga. In fact, virtually, I know the terrain. I'm Enugu Afoma, and maybe a lot of villages. Even yesterday, I was at Owo, and I'm Nambulo Owo with the Igbo, just to maintain peace, good relationship between the farmers and the herders. Yeah,
because that's a very
we are there
of all these things. So you do a lot of this going out to interact with the
to interact with them and bridge the gap that we're having.
But what do you think, on a more serious note, what do you think is responsible for all of that tension, between, say, farmers and herders? Is it miscommunication, or as some would say, climate change, or some would say it's just pure terrorism and people terrorizing people? What how would you characterize it? Is it miscommunication?
Yes, it's one of the reasons. Climate change is one of the reasons. And misconception it's one of the reasons. So there are a lot of factors that bring about that disagreement. But I would say that normally, like you said, a normal farmer that is farming his crop and a farmer that is rearing have good understanding until politics and what have you started going in. Because if you could remember, in the last 20 to 30 years, we still have these Fulanis around, moving with their sticks, rearing, extending love, sharing with the villagers. When there is a kind of
misunderstanding.
Yes, they mix together
is normal.
It's normal in life, you understand. But these days, you find out that people have succeeded in dividing that relationship, in staining the relationship between farmers and rearers, bringing hatred that we cannot live together. That is one. Two is that crime and criminalities has set in also. We have rearers who are criminal minded, who don't just go rearing, but participate in crime and criminalities. We have also in the other area where you see farmers going into rustling cow, killing cow, picking the meat. Not necessarily because their farm land have been encroached upon, but because they are criminals. So by the time we'll be able to separate the criminals from the actual farmers and the rearers, I think the relationship will be as it used to be in the past.
You're absolutely right. I mean, I come from a town called Nume, which is in Kano.
I know Nume.
You know Nume? I'm born in Nume. Yeah, Igbo Nume, my father now.
Igbo Nume?
Yes.
I know him.
If Fugonian. Yes. You see how life can be.
I know he's very nice.
Yes, he's my dad. So we've occasionally, there was an episode where some boys, like you say, criminal went to go and carry somebody's cow.
Yes.
You remember that incident?
Yes.
A few years ago, one Christmas period, like I think 2015.
I used to visit the palace to discuss with him and the settle. He's a peaceful man.
You see life, you see this life. That's my dad.
That's good.
So we've had those incidents, and it's amazing that, you know, how we used to live in peace in the past.
Yes.
Because even that my town was a traditional route where herders used to pass.
Used to pass, yes.
You know, and they would stop, they would eat at station, at Nume station.
Exactly.
They would stay there for months, and they peacefully, everybody's, but I think criminality, maybe due to unemployment, due to all kinds of other factors.
And neglect, government neglect. Yes.
Neglect of the people, and people just resort to many things. But I'm grateful to you and also to the state government and to other Igwes for working together, because we really need to do something about bridging the gap, the miscommunication and everything is very, very important. Additional title, Osinachi Burueze of Ibagwa, Nike Kingdom. And Your Royal Highness is also the Sarkin Hausawa, Abubakar Sambo. As we say in Igbo, no. I have, the last bit of questions. I mean, one of the things I want to ask, and I was saving it, I'm going to ask it last, but we've come to this is, how has Enugu changed in your eyes over the years? Because you were born here, you lived here, you do business here, families here, your kids are here. How has this changed over the years? Would you say that Enugu has become better? Or is not? How would you characterize? Because for someone like me, I went to school here in Gem University Institute. You know how we always used to say, even then, we struggled though, but come back many years later, say, the past was better. In hindsight, are you one of those kind of people that think that the past is always better or the future?
Yes,
how would you say Enugu has?
In a way, those that said the past is better, I think one way or the other they will be right, because I remember growing up, just like you said, if you're coming back from school, you see students coming back with their friends, visit your house, eat together, play together, and move together. But these days, there is nothing like that. No, there is no bond. That friendship is no longer there. In the past, if you are coming from Co-Camp to Asata, once you arrive at Asata, we know that you are from Co-Camp. If Asata boys is moving to Ababa, Ababa will know that, yes, look at Asata, look at the Ogui Bata. Yes. And you know those culture that was in display there, the Mamu and the rest, are no longer there again. You know, during festive period, we'll go to Obiago, start watching masquerade and the rest. And that is a platform whereby love can be exchanged and the bond will be too close. So that is missing now. And I would say the nightlife, the how will I put it? Though that one is still coming back now, but you know, in the olden days, you see people moving even by 12 midnight, 1 a.m. and the rest moving in Enugu.
But you can't do that.
But you can't do that because of which is everywhere. But thank God that His Excellency, the Governor, have started doing a great job in area of security, and that has changed. It has started coming back. But in area of development, you said that Enugu has boomed now. In area of population, you will say Enugu is becoming the center of not only Igbos, but majority of Nigeria. You see layout, new layout everywhere. These are development. So we can't say we've not moved.
But what you're saying, but on the social cultural side,
yes, something is missing.
Something is missing.
Yes, but developmental side, there is a lot of improvement. Yes.
So it's almost as if we're not deliberately. It's almost we're sacrificing
the culture,
and the bond.
Yes, that
because
kept us
those
together.
days, at Owerri Road, Richard Street, we had. I could go there, eat, drink. No one cared whether you were Hausawa,
Igbo, or Yoruba.
We just had that
warm love,
that warm love.
Family. Yes.
Is it? I hate to blame it on politics, though. I don't know, because sometimes I think that politicians have not done us. We can't do away with politics because we need politics. Because you can't, without politics, you cannot have democracy. So you need politics. But I just find that it's ironic that during the military regime under which I grew up as a young man, as a young person, we could integrate more.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Then during the time of politics, we have more divide and rule and differences. But during the military regime, here in Enugu, Atongpera, name it, Omerua, we had, nobody really...
Nobody cares where you're coming from.
Nobody really cares.
Nigeria is Nigeria.
You know? And I don't know. It's just, if you're watching this, just think about it. And think about it, as they say. Because it's really sad that, we are sort of becoming more fractured, and it's a very painful thing to watch. And I wish it wasn't the case, because we can do a lot more when we come together and when we understand that we're different in so many ways, but our differences pale into insignificance because we're all human beings. the same blood, red blood, the same. We want to eat, we want to look after our family, we want to grow, we want to, we I don't know. But Kanjogi, let me not go start talking philosophy. I can talk for days here. It's my show now, so maybe I can talk. You don't like? No, you should like it, love it. It's our show. It's not my show. It's our show. Abi? Yes, it's our show. You have won so many awards. Peace Vanguard Award. You have. Different. I think the Igbo Heritage Group even gave you a Legend Award from the, at 82 Div. When I mention your name, everybody with respect, everybody, sees you, knows what you've done for the state. What would you consider as your biggest legacy? Something you have done that you're extremely proud of in the last, I don't know, how many years? What would you consider as your biggest legacy, the biggest thing you're most proud of?
Yes, I would say my role in trying to manage what would have been turned into crisis, just like you talk about the conflict of herders and farmers.
Yeah.
I've been in the vanguard of making sure that the differences are managed. I've toured around the 17 local government, virtually all the communities in Enugu State, preaching love, preaching togetherness, preaching peace, and I've succeeded to some extent in taming the excesses of rearers. I've succeeded in checkmating their activities, which in turn has brought about relatively peace that we are enjoying in Enugu State. I want to tell you that we have more herdsmen in Enugu than we have in other 4 eastern states combined together. With the help of my partners, my colleagues, the traditional rulers, with the help of the state government, we've been able to bring about understanding, bring about trust that was missing between the farmers and the herders. We'll be able to give them hope that if there is anything that has to do with their right, that there is a door they are going to knock at, and that their problem will be solved and answered. That gives me joy, because we are from Adam and Eve, just like we said, we've been created to live together, and we don't have choice than to stay together, in as much as there are people that will champion the cost of educating one another on different aspects of culture and the way we are going to live together if we understand the culture, tradition, and the life of a people. I always tell the Northerners, I always tell my people, you have to be peaceful, and they have not failed me. You have to know that even if the Constitution says you have the right to live everywhere, but there is still culture, there is still custom, there is still tradition that you have to respect. If you respect this tradition, if you respect this culture, then your staying will be peaceful. And they have been doing that. That gives me joy also. In the other side, I would say that I'm happy that the state government, in the Enugu, the youth, the traditional rulers and the rest, believe in my credibility, believe in my ability to be sincere and to call a spade, no matter who it affects. Whether it affects my community, whether it affects the other community, I'm always there to say the truth and to make sure that we live in peace. And that has given me those recognition that you just
because I see it's a long
mentioned. Because even the police will say, Sambo, Sarkin, come, look at what is happening. Please go and assist. And by the special grace of God, I will go there and I will achieve success. So these are the things that I believe I'm doing, and I'm doing it for humanity. I'm doing it for the sake of my lineage, because my late father was Sarkin before the war. He ruled for more than 21 years, and that is a legacy he kept. And after him, like I said, it runs in my family. My elder brother took over, and myself now. So I had the blessing of my father when I was growing up, that these are the areas that you play your own part, then history will not forget you. So I thank God, I thank Allah, who have kept me healthy to move around and make sure that Enugu State remain peaceful. I know Enugu State is a gateway. Once Enugu State remain peaceful, automatically the other states, it will affect them. So these are the things that make me fulfilled as a man, and I'm happy to toe that part. I'm happy to carry that challenge.
I'm glad, because I see that in talking to people who know you, there's always been a consistent thing that you're a man of peace. You're someone who preaches peace, someone who preaches love, someone who reaches out. And even talking now, you've even been to my community. You've been to see, you've been to see, you've been to see Igbo.
Yes, Igbo. Yes.
I want to digress. We have a few more minutes left, so let's go on a more personal, personal level, more fun level. Yeah, bon wakanga.
Yes. I had now. Or just now. I don't go to I know. But no broke it. I broke it.
I know that.
Yes.
You know, because someone seem, I think is I have a crazy PA that says ne ikamasibo. Ejoku. Yes, ne ikamasibo.
Mba. But I na try na nwa.
Ina obro ni na nwa. O de no nu na adaputa gi nile. Ina nwa. So enwe ihe ọzọ ekwu maka ndị na-ekili Afia TV na ndị na-ekili Libation Sefana. Enwe ihe ọzọ ị na like. Kandi madu alma. Ọzọ ị na-eme, SH0CK use all this opportunity ke gwa.
Ma nwere ihe ga-agwa ha na ha kwadobe Afia TV because nne m ọfụma. Anyị na-ekili unu oge ọbụla, both the radio and the TV section. So Afia TV na-eme ọfụma. I've been following your program, and ndị Hausa will use the opportunity also to key in.
Yes.
Because the moment nke the air, you will see a lot of Northerners having interest. So actually, kwadogi, and for extending this invitation to your program, not only, like you said in the beginning, not only to Igbo, but people that more or less are Igbo also. Ndibigo na Igbo.
Yes, because
for long.
Listen, Obuna Imbi obodo Igbo, be America now, UK. 5 years, I say in citizenship. Man, it's something that worries me. Only about 50 years. Or choice also just say, bro, in fact, even down to even like a state now. So we just keep breaking, which is horrible, because it's a good Kenya, a state. Even within that state, it's a good local government. So we just keep breaking, atomizing, instead of coming together and building something.
But here now, of course, you have it's lack of education. Just like you I see engage him now. Ndi na maburo gano. So you're doing a great thing. Even on the TV in the other night, at least that gap got it to a bit
and a bridge, yes.
I can have understanding. Sometimes when the mother abo azakwa agwakwa ye ha maro. I would just like to I see we kwuo n'Igbo onye no men second and Nigeria no me ama m nke Igbo ama m obia money ha no logo kalia ka ekwese ka ndị mmadụ kwesị ibi not like animals. Ndị mmadụ kwesị ibi with understanding. So program like this onwere ihe ọzọ m ga-ekwu na-abụrụ ka Chukwu nye gị ogologo ndụ nyekwa gị arụ isi ike so that you can continue with this kind of program. You get engage other people both in the religious aspect, traditional aspect, so that people get you yela na makwa ihe na-eme because amaro be ihe na-akọ nsogbu gbuo tigbuo and the rest. So but with ọnọdụ now a lot of people will know that anyị nọkwa ebe a anyị nwere ebe ọzọ anyị nwekarịa Enugu nwere ebe ọzọ anyị ga-agbaje. So ịnụ gbagodo ọgụ now onwere ebe mụ na ụmụ m ga-agbaje. My old woman nọ Enugu ebe a, my father ebe a ka enyi ya. So ndị na-asị tigbuo zọgbuo I think we had a very wonderful platform I created now. Ndị eze ndị Igbo nọ na ugwu Hausa, ndị Yoruba, Oba and the rest. More about their national vice chairman. Okay, and not maka this kind of awareness ka iji create here. So that ndị anyị ga-achị, ndị anyị na-achị ga-amakwa na anyị ncha niile bụ ofu. Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani, Idoma and the rest. All of them are under this platform. Ndị eze ndị Igbo. Eze ndị Igbo Kano bụ onye bụ the national chairman. And onye Enugu ebe a, onye Eziagụ, eze Igbo Kano. Mụọ bụkwa onye Enugu ebe a, mụọ bụ his vice chairman. Sometimes I meeting as na ndị Enugu take over. Na money abo the same Igbo. Na thank you. But on ike Chukwu ka isi wee nweta that ọchịchị. So anyị na-help kwa. So anyị ma kwado gị and otu ọbụla anyị ga-esi kwado Afia TV oge ọbụla na-akụ aka na-adọ anyị ga-enye our own support ka ọ na-aga n'ilu. Because today m bi ebe a obi dị m sorry nne maka ihe jụkasịrị m questions that you asked me and ka isi wee nwee that understanding ọ dị mma. So ekpele ka m ga na-ekpele unu na-asịkwa ndị mmadụ kpebele unu ekpele na ihe unu na-eme dị anyị mma, ihe Afia TV na-eme dị anyị mma, and through this platform at least Enugu State ga-adịkwu peaceful. Daalụ nne.
Hello my wonderful people, as we have finished watching this interesting video, please, I want to see your comment, your contribution, your opinion in the comment section. Like I said earlier, let us money on the beach. Constructively. Tell me what you welcome to Linda's TV show, video that you have just watched, the home of news and analysis, where you get your information about the happenings in the globe, especially in Nigeria. Put on your notification bell, share this video, to the sound